Alright, so we're not developing full engine power, so we're going to stop here. Scuttle Tower, cancel takeoff for 1-4 uniform.
Okay, everyone get in the camera. Everyone get in the camera.
Yeah, I'm in the back.
All right, guys. So we are here at Scottsdale today, heading up to Flagstaff. We've got my fiance Jacqueline, our two favorite Canadians, Ryan and Allison, with us, and we're going to be flying out of Scottsdale and heading up to Flagstaff. Should be a beautiful flight. It's actually not 1,000 degrees here, so it'll be good.
Scottsdale ground, good morning, Skyhawk 3514 uniform at the Delta ramp with information Gulf, ready to taxi.
So 3514 uniform, Scottsdale ground, taxi up to Old Short of Alpha.
Taxi up to an Ultra Alpha 14 uniform. Alrighty, we're gonna pull off to the side over here and we're gonna do our pre-takeoff checklist. Alrighty. So, brakes hold and set, cabin doors and windows are locked, master switch is on, avionics is on, flight control is free and clear, so we're gonna go all the way left, all the way right, up and down, and right, left. Okay, they're good. Flaps up, master. Instruments set. 130. Mixture full rich. Throttles. Alright, so we're going to pull the power up here, so 1800. Alrighty, and 2 clicks to the left. Certain drop. Back to both. And 1 click to the left. Same drop. Back to both. And we'll do an idle check.
Front 58, Scotts clearance clear to Milwaukee Airport via Lalou 6 departure.
Idle's good.
Albuquerque transition as filed. Maintain 5,000. Spec flight level 450. 3 minutes after departure.
Okay, so last thing here is the crew brief. You guys are my crew today, so what that means is pretty much go through everything you guys should know. Number 1, don't touch anything unless you're, make sure it's okay to touch. Number 2, if in the event there's a fire in the airplane, we have a fire extinguisher right here. There are times when it's going to be more critical for me to talk to the controllers than others. So like from now, pretty much now until we take off and I say, okay, we can talk now, I'll just talk and then no other conversations. And yeah, pretty much that's it. If we, so our field elevations today, we're at 1,400 feet. So if we take off and we have an issue, we'll just stop on the remainder of the runway. If we have already gone away and we're below 500 feet AGL for below 2,000 feet, then we'll land straight ahead, and otherwise we'll turn back for the airport. A nice long runway here, so that'll be good. Any questions? Okay, you got your seatbelts on, everybody's buckled. Scottsdale Tower, good morning, Skyhawk 3514, uniform holding short runway 3 at Alpha 1 for a northbound departure.
Skyhawk 3514, uniform Scottsdale Tower, northbound approved, runway 2, correction, runway 3, clear for takeoff.
Runway 3 clear for takeoff for northbound 14 uniform. Alright, check final, final is clear, runway is clear. Alright, airspeed is alive, engine pressure and temperature look normal. Engine developing full power. And 50. 55, rotate. Alright, so we're not developing full engine power, so we're going to stop here. Schedule tower, cancel takeoff for 1-4 uniform.
Cessna 1-4 uniform, cancel takeoff clearance and say request.
Taxi back to, probably back to Delta ramp for now.
Cessna 1-4 uniform, roger, left turn at Alpha 9 or Alpha 10. Taxi to Delta via Alpha, and can you say the reason for the abort?
Wasn't developing full engine power, and I'll taxi via Alpha 9 back to Delta.
Roger.
Let's roll that back and talk about what happened here. The first thing you need to know is that an aircraft with a fixed pitch propeller like this one, full engine power with low or no airspeed is actually lower than full engine power at higher airspeeds. For this aircraft, I was expecting around 21 or 2200 RPM at the beginning of the takeoff roll and 24 to 2500 RPM when I rotated. The beginning of the takeoff roll was normal and the RPM and temperature and pressure were all good. So as my airspeed came alive and I eventually reached my rotate speed, I checked my engine gauge and I noticed I was still only getting about 2100 RPM. So at that point I decided I needed to abort the takeoff since it appeared I wasn't developing full engine power.
Schedule tower, cancel takeoff for 1-4 uniform. Schedule ground, Sky 3514 uniform, I'd like to taxi back to the run-up area near runway 3.
Cessna 3514 uniform, Scott's ground, runway 3, taxi Alpha.
Taxi Alpha 1-4 uniform.
So after taxiing off the runway, I decided I wanted to head back to the run-up area and run through the checklist one more time and make sure I didn't miss anything. And also what I'm doing here is pulling up the POH on my iPad and reading through the steps and the procedures just to make sure I didn't miss anything or the checklist didn't miss anything. And once I read through that again, I go ahead and try and develop full engine power on the ground. And I saw that the RPM was just pegged right at 2000 RPM. So at that point, it was definitely time to turn back and go and park the aircraft and squawk it and see what they find. As it turns out, they found a problem with the engine tachometer and not the engine itself. So it's good to know the engine was developing full power and it was just an instrument issue. But anytime you see something off nominal on takeoff, the smart thing to do is always to abort. And the biggest lesson here is always do your ground briefing before you take off and talk about what you're going to do if you have an emergency on takeoff. Because once you do that, you have it fresh in your mind and there's no question what your action should be when you do encounter something like that. I've got to applaud my passengers too, because this was all their first time in a small GA aircraft. And not only that, it was their first aborted takeoff. So they all handled it really well. No one freaked out. Everyone stayed calm. And it really meant a lot that they went and got in a different airplane with me, and we ended up having a successful flight, which I'll link to in the description below.
Schedule ground, Skyhawk 3514 uniform, want to taxi back to the Delta ramp.
Cessna 1-4 uniform, are you at the end?
Affirmative.
Cessna 1-4 uniform, taxi to Delta via Alpha.
Delta via Alpha 1-4 uniform.
Thanks for watching this flight vlog today. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe down below, leave a like, and leave a comment and tell me what would you have done in this situation, or what do you think I should have done differently. Thanks for joining me on this aviation adventure today, and I'll see you next time.